Here. All right. I'm Ben. I'm the millennial, the older
Hi,
one, if
I'm
you can't
Brendan. I'm
tell.
Gen Z.
Yeah, I'm 37.
I'm 25.
And so we're both deep thinkers and he is very intelligent. I am very impressed by him. And he was looking for someone as well to work on creative projects. So we starting this podcast together. And today we're discussing the challenges young men face today and what we wish we knew when we were younger that we know today that has improved our lives.
Mhm.
And I can start with the one we discussed it yesterday. Just this changed my life, balancing active challenges with passive challenges. Forever, I tried to always be productive and just like deal with all the bullshit I had been ignoring and just like be as productive as possible. But I was dying terrible days that just burnt me out. You don't want to design days like that. You want to balance the things you need to do with the things you want to do. So once I started like really like I'm an extrovert, so I need like socialization. I really learned this to be motivated. So I started joining Dungeons and Dragons games at the local tabletop place, and I got involved in my church, and then I'm getting involved in a political campaign, and having that time where I do things I love and enjoy allows me to deal with the bullshit and just get through it. And I have things to look forward to too. I was talking to my accountability partner today about this. Having things you look forward to helps you get through all the bullshit. Like if you got hobby or something, or you got like you go to concerts like once a month. That's something I want to do once I have money. I want to go to like music festivals like at least every other month. So I always have some cool event to look forward to and where I'm going to meet a bunch of cool people and have crazy experience. That would be really motivating for me.
Yeah, definitely the common interest thing is a big thing. I hear a lot of people, especially on the internet, not even just younger people, but they'll say, I don't have any friends, but it's, more along the lines, do you have any interests?
Yeah, it's like
Uh,
you can find your friends by going out and finding where are the people who are interested in the same stuff as you are. And you got to find your people. Like the people I get along most with are tabletop gaming nerds. And I thought tabletop gaming stuff was like nerdy and stuff and all that. And I felt like no one really played it anymore, Dungeons and
yeah, that's
Dragons. Because it
that's
wasn't
really
around
a good
keep mechanic.
point. Don't be afraid to try new things. Don't be
Yeah,
afraid to
like
fuck
I
up.
was so dumb in high school. Okay, I injured my knee, so I couldn't join the basketball team. I was so depressed. I thought like the school newspaper was corny, mock trial, like from popular culture and theater. I was like, oh, that's and I if I would have joined those, trying those extracurriculars and extracurricular activities, joined the student newspaper, I was a great writer. I could have wrote great articles, and yeah, it's like I was gifted. So like. I it just sucked that there was no one else at school who was as nerdy as I was into intellectual stuff. But like I could have taken advantage of the school newspaper mock trial. I would love mock trial, like preparation for law, like the logic and the evidence. That would have been great. And then theater, I would have loved to done theater. Oh my God, the act and like being in school plays, like I would have loved that. And like it would have been good for me and then I would have got better grades. And also those things are great for your resume for getting to college. When you're well-rounded, there's a reason colleges look for well-rounded people because they don't tend to burn out in college. If you're well-rounded, you don't burn out like people who just like study, study,
Well,
study, and that's all they do is study, study,
well,
study. You don't
the
want to do that.
difference. I mean, I didn't go to college for anyone watching, but I went to electrical school, trade school, and when we
There's
had
nothing
our
wrong with
senior,
not going to college. This
yeah,
like it's for most people it's a scam unless you meet
well,
very specific conditions. Like there's so many better alternatives.
it's
But I mean, if you want to be a doctor or a lawyer, yeah. But like most things, like if you want to be in the sciences, like if you want to be a nuclear engineer, go in the Navy. They'll give you 88 college credits. They'll pay you to learn it, and then pay you $100,000 a year. And then after 6 years, you go to the private sector and make $250,000 a year. Or if you still want to go to
um,
college afterwards, they'll pay for your college. You'll already be able to make $250,000 a year. So it's like you can just enjoy yourself.
but
They'll pay for your
you're also
housing.
selling 6 years of your life to the government too. So that's also like something that needs to be considered. Not to
Oh yeah,
mention, they can deny you and discharge you at any point they want. So
yeah.
um, I
Well, I would
think
just say
well
for
the
smart
main
people, I
takeaway
wouldn't
I want to
write
give
it off.
kids is this, especially when I left high school in 2019, we had a presentation at the end of senior year, and it was about all the colleges and everything after high school ends. And they had about 3 hours of banners and posters and people coming to talk from all these different colleges. and they had 10 minutes for other options. They had 3 hours for the colleges and 10 minutes for other options,
They
which
still
I
do that. I
thought was
thought by now
embarrassing.
they would put more emphasis on like trade schools and stuff.
Well,
But even when you
that
went to school,
they
they
don't
were like
have
college,
money.
college, college.
It depends on where the money comes from. The reason I mentioned the banners and the sponsorships is because they have the money and power to say, well, come to our college, come to our college. And I think they had two slides just for other options, not just trade school, just other options in general. No one ever said to you, you can work for yourself. You
Yeah.
know, it's like, I mean, it
Wait
comes
till we
down
get
to,
to our education episode where we discuss like what we'd like to change about schools. But I just want to focus on what kids can do right now to better their lives and not make the same
uh,
mistakes I did.
yeah, don't be afraid to call out. Don't be afraid to call out abuse of authority. That's something that I
Yeah.
probably should have done.
Yeah, don't be afraid to speak out for certain.
Work on
But
not
no,
just problem solving, but also like um, I'd say I'd say work on like communicating better with people that are around you. Like
it'd be
it
cool in the
depends on
future.
you have to find the thing you're the weakest in and work on that.
Yeah.
I mean, play to your strengths when it's necessary, but you really should be
That's
working on your
that's
weaknesses
a
when
yeah, that's
yeah,
a big thing for me. Because
it's a
for
big
me,
thing.
like,
That's
yeah,
forever, really. It's not just students, it's for everyone.
the people that work on their weaknesses are so rare, but the people that do, like, there's like I worked on my weaknesses and it's allowed me to grow so much and become such a happier person. Like I used to like talk too fast when I got excited and not pause. And that just like was not a good method of communication.
Well, here's
I would
here's
hope,
another thing too. Especially kids now, they're really worried about what other people think. And but here's the thing. I mean, if you are dedicated to working on yourself and you don't shove it in other people's faces, the more you level up in that respect for yourself, then the more people are going to be just mad at you because either they're jealous or you have something that they want, or like you'll notice people just don't like you for no reason in particular. That means you're doing something
yeah,
right.
there's always going to be people
You
who
know,
don't like you. You got to find the people
but you have
there.
to have that
But
self. You have to have that
regardless,
self awareness to say, is that a me problem or is that a you problem? That's a
yeah.
big
Well,
thing.
most people suck. That's the number one thing is that you're gonna find that most people in life suck. Most people are like they have no opinions of their own. They're very petty. They have no morals, and especially with the younger generation, with the babies who grew up on iPads, a lot of them are not very well socialized and have a lot of mental health problems. It has to be very rough being a young person today. I would not want to be a teenager today. It has to be
Well,
so rough
it's not
because mental
just
health
it's not
crisis is
just
at
the
its peak.
iPad kids. I mean, that is a big problem. Parents that think that technology is going to fucking babysit their children, but
Yeah.
the bigger problem was COVID. The bigger problem was
That
the
it was
pandemic
huge. Oh,
because
it hurt us so bad.
yeah,
The lockdowns more
I
than the COVID.
graduated class of 2019, so I just missed it.
Thank God.
But basically, my younger brother was in school, and he said, I mean, the kids were just
Kids
out of it.
became more isolated. You would think afterwards they'd be like, "Oh, let's all hang out together now. COVID's over." They kept the habits of being all isolated and just staying at home and playing video games. And all the kids, 90% of Gen Z prefer to play video games on their phone, not even on a console or anything,
I
where you're like
I
talking
don't
to your
know.
friends and
I
stuff.
don't know how accurate that is because most people play on a console.
Yeah.
Me
Well,
personally, I
we
barely
know
know
nerds.
anyone that has ever preferred mobile games. Um,
Yeah,
I,
well, we're talking about real gamers, but like there's more, they say there's more gamers than ever, but it's mostly like people playing games on their cell phone. They're not like real gamers.
yeah, I mean, but how do you track the stats on? I mean, you can track stats on a phone, but I think that's a symptom of the problem. But COVID was the main cause of the change, and it's not just for the kids. I mean, we all saw a lot of people stop going to offices for work. They stopped.
Yeah, more remote
Uh,
work, which isolates us more from
yeah,
each other.
it's more of an isolated culture. I think
I mean, it's
the
convenient. It can be convenient for certain people, like if you need to take care of your kids and all that. Like if you're a stay-at-home mom, it can work.
well,
But for most people, it's not ideal
well,
for
that's
their
another
mental health.
problem. I mean, that's a lot of these problems are really deep rooted in society, not exclusive, not mutually exclusive to kids. It's more about the parents and what conditions they're in too, more so than the kids. It's the chicken or the egg situation, whether it's the kids or the parents, but really I think it's the parents, and not, either it's them or the conditions that they're subjected to that has the most effect.
Yeah.
Because it's a domino effect. One kid's fucked up, and then another kid dominoes on another kid, and then their parents are fucked up, and then it dominoes on another kid. So it's not just that; it's also a lot of parents have more authority over the teachers and the school than they realize because of the lawsuits and things like that.
Yeah.
A
And the
lot of
fear of
things are taken
getting
away. I mean,
sued for, yeah, not,
when I was
yeah,
in elementary school, we played dodgeball. I mean,
yeah.
that's unheard of now. I mean,
Yeah,
that
we
we
nerfed
stopped
the
doing
world.
stuff like that.
You nerf the world, it's like it's not good. Like we should be aiming to make children strong enough so that when they graduate high school, they can take on the difficulties of the world. We got to not teach them that
Well,
they're victims, but rather that they they are capable of becoming strong, and that
well, remember
they are strong, and they can get
where's
stronger with conscious effort
where's the money at
and
though?
more
The,
confident.
the money the money comes from the weakness, not the strength. The strength means that everyone can compete. The weakness means that, well, we can make money off of your kid's sick. We're going to give him X, Y, and Z medication. We're
Yeah, but
gonna.
only rich is like the 1% of the population that, you know,
Yeah, I
wants
think
that.
I think you really need to, especially if you're in a household where your parents are either insane or abusive or neglectful. Like that's a big thing that
You got
you
to get
really
out as soon
need
as
to.
possible. Yeah. Like if your
You need to
parents are
find people
abusive or even just
that know what
verbally
they're talking
abusive,
about.
when you're
Yeah.
18, get out. I mean, Sarah had a best friend who killed himself when he was 18 because his parents abused him. It's like, you were 18, bro. You almost were out. Like you could have just left and went to California. You were 18. Like when you're 18, youth is so powerful. When you're eight, like when you're young, like you can get like that's a time to try new things. When you're young, people like are totally okay with you trying out a dream. If you have a dream when you're 18, try it out. Try it out for a few years. If you want to go to LA and try to be a voice actor, like remember Critical Role, and you have talent and you've been doing theater in high school and grade school and you working on your different talents, on your voice, on your singing, whatever, like go out and try it. If it doesn't work out, well then just choose something that's more realistic. But like if
Well,
you have a dream,
even more
pursue it.
to
Like
even
it's not
more to
gonna
the
hurt.
point, try something. Let's say you want to be a nurse and you're going to school and this and that. You should be it's sometimes it's getting close to the position that you want in order to get it. It doesn't mean just because that position step 10 doesn't mean you're on step 9. You might have a lot of progress
Yeah,
to
you can
go
start
through, but
as a nurse assistant, which is
the
a great
close the
job,
closer you
and
get
then
to
it
where
gets
you
you
want to
your foot in
go,
the
the
door.
more likely you're going to get it. I mean,
Yeah.
you got to be really certain about what you want.
At my
My
hospital, the nurse
advice is
assistants
to
could
try
get half
something
their
before
tuition
you
paid
pay
for.
to go to school for it. That's a big thing. For example, I was in low voltage electrical before I went to electrical school, and that's how I knew I liked it because I'd been doing it for 2 years
Yeah,
already, and it was electrical school. Besides the lack of sleep, was really not hard. A lot of
yeah,
people, and then you start getting people that are around you that are older than you saying, "How do you do this? And what I'm missing something. How do I do this?" And it makes you feel good because you already
yeah,
know before you went in.
exactly.
That's a
And
big thing.
another thing I found, like I used to think the world was boring, but like I just didn't realize like this world is so fun to explore. It's just like I didn't know where to find the things I needed. Like the nearest tabletop game place was like an hour up the road, but I should have just like first of all moved there as soon as I could have moved that Cape May County as soon as I should have because there's nothing there. Like get out of your hometown as soon as you can. I
Yeah,
would
that's a good one.
like
Yeah,
even if you don't
yeah,
go to college, get out of your hometown, go
yeah.
somewhere new. And yeah, man, like people like first of all, like if you're from somewhere new and you're 18, everyone will be want to be friends with you. If you're like from Jersey and you go to Cali when you're 18, or you go to Colorado or Florida or New York, or well, New Jersey, New York isn't much a big deal. But if you go far, everyone's going and you say, "Yeah, I'm new here." Everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, let me show you this place. Let me show you this place." Like everyone's so cool to tourists, like that's someone who knew from a different place, and they want to be like, "Well, what was it like in Jersey? How's it different from being in Alabama?"
Well,
Like,
I
what
mean,
is this strange place, New Jersey? How did it work?
that's all well and good. Just remember the company that you keep when you do that. Don't go
Yeah, be very
rubbing
selective.
shoulders with anybody or
Yeah, be
whatever, because they
careful.
might not have,
Don't,
they might
yeah.
seem nice, they might not have the best intentions, and
Let
that's a
people
big
earn your
thing too.
trust. And dating, we can talk about dating. Like,
Mhm.
let's do dating. We'll make that a separate one. So we'll end here for just general advice. So I'm gonna
Okay.
end here.